Okay, let's talk about something I actually do care about, and that is the situation with Ludwig and Mango. Okay, now a quick recap here, if I do, if I may here. Now, if you recall, this all started a couple weeks ago when there was an event called Beerio Kart that is put on by Ludwig. Ludwig is a streamer who does these events. He's very big. At one point, he was the most subscribed to channel over on Twitch during a subathon he did in 2021, which drives me freaking crazy because he's a no talent hack, right? So Beerio Kart here was this event. This guy Mango went up and started like pelvic thrusting behind this girl, right? That happens. He then gets dropped by Cloud9, which was his group here, right? Then Ludwig said, "Hey, you no longer invited. Mango is no longer invited to Ludwig events." He just like washed his hands, like, "Hey, all right, sounds good." And I picked up on this like really early, and maybe I was too early on this, but I just like clearly this Mango guy is wrong, right? But this Ludwig is definitely needs to shoulder the blame. And I was like 2 days in advance before all this got caught up, right? Said he's producing an event built around encouraging drinking, and in the frame of the shot, there's literally a bartender in the background ready to serve it up. Like, what do you expect here? Now, this was pushed even further when Ludwig is over here saying Beerio Kart World Cup, a 24-person drinking and driving event happening. So he's like saying, hey, here it is. Oh, and there's one other really important thing here. Mango is an alcoholic, right? He's an alcoholic in a like really bad alcoholic, and everybody knows it. So Mango hits bottoms out over here. And he posts on Twitter. He doesn't even understand. He's then banned on Twitch. Okay. So Cecil, have you followed this so far?
I mean, just what you've talked about a little bit. I mean, initially it was just there's a large part of me that doesn't care because it's like, these are giant streamers that are just doing really stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree that this the guy who organized the whole thing should be shouldering some of the blame. I'd say at least 50% of the blame, because simply if you're going to have an event where alcohol and getting drunk is not only like the thing, but it's kind of promoted. Hey, we're going to get really drunk and we're going to play Mario Kart. You have to know, if you've ever been around drunk people, that they are unpredictable and inevitably will do something stupid. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing something stupid that could impact your career when there's cameras around, it's probably not the best thing to do. So there should have been some sort of contingency plan there where they see, they cut you off after a certain amount of drinks so that you don't get to the point of where you're doing something incredibly stupid that might hurt your career. But I think that this guy, he saw how much blame he was getting and was like, oh shit, I should back off of this. And then kind of, oh no, I really didn't want to do any of that. And even though he's completely to blame. So really, assholes doing stuff with other assholes.
Right. So Mango's wife actually went to X and called out Ludwig here. He's pretty much saying like, hey, you were asking Mango to take shots, and pretty much just called him out. People were vomiting at your event, right? Like, what are you doing? And she later deleted this tweet, right? Which the biggest thing here is that you had a guy running this event, and this is like the most damning thing, this footage here. I don't know if you've seen this before, Cecil, but this was Ludwig and Mango at the event, and Ludwig's interaction with Mango. Once again, knowing he's a known alcoholic.
Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
On the breathalyzer. Like, mm-hmm. He's at 0.25. He's already drunk as a skunk over here.
Mango just blew a .2.
That is my What's the legal limit?
The legal limit is 0.08. So he At this point, at the first clip, he was 3 times the legal limit. And then now at this point, he's blown a .32.
Everybody, Mango just blew a .32.
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers.
Now,
Okay.
now who is the guy saying that's not good?
I don't know who that guy is, but
okay,
I know.
All right, so he's not. But the organizer is the guy in the Luigi hat.
Yes, this is the guy over here who's saying,
trying to,
who's distancing himself,
Mhm.
right? So what a freaking joke. Okay, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind. Now, I didn't see this, but he actually addressed this not too long ago, and somebody calls him on this. Listen to the statement.
Tournaments. You killed Mango? Not even a little bit. I don't know if you're memeing or genuine. I feel zero guilt. I don't feel guilty at all. I think this is his own actions because he's his own man. He's an adult man, and me banning him is the only thing that I did in response because I think it was the correct thing to do. And also, I think I specifically said I'm not calling for him to be dropped or banned from Melee tournaments. I don't speak for Melee as a community. I don't speak for C9, obviously. I'm just controlling what I have control over. But
Which is your event that you produced, that you could have stopped your alcoholic friend from drinking literally a deadly amount of alcohol at. So the idea that I don't feel guilty about it at all.
Let's up those numbers.
Yeah, okay. Tell me again. Tell me again how you don't feel guilty about it at all. Zero accountability when it comes to this. Now, he continued yesterday, and I saw this and I was like, man, what a snake. The most inauthentic person you could possibly see. Here's this from, I guess, yesterday on his stream.
there are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control. And I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me. Now, I did.
But you can control when your friend who is an alcoholic attends your event called Beerio Kart and overdrinks 4 times the legal limit.
Yeah, and you keep encouraging him to drink more. You know, let's get those numbers up. And yeah, because we all know that when somebody is really drunk, they're thinking completely clearly and are not going to be easily coerced into drinking more.
This idea of I can't control my reputation. Oh, sure you can. Yeah, absolutely you can. He's done a meticulous job of controlling his reputation over the last 3, 4, 5 years since he's taken off. He's done a wonderful job of that. So for him to say that, like, what a joke.
Did talk to Mango, actually. I talked to Mango. He reached out. We talked a bit. And I have some thoughts and opinions that I thought about speaking, but he asked of me to not speak on it. And I think that's a fair request. He said, I want to take it on the chin. I think the drama is dying out. He's spending time with his kid. He started day 1 of not drinking yesterday, which is dope.
Which there's something there to the idea that let's say this stream was yesterday, this event took place in late June. So that means he spent the last 10 days and still been drinking since that happened. That doesn't seem very, I'm just throwing it out there. It doesn't seem very smart on Mango's side of it as well. Like I said, Mango is his own man. He did have his own actions, but it doesn't help when you have a trash human like this pushing you along and then taking no accountability here. Let's continue.
And like, I think genuinely there's a perception of Mango that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming in a month or whenever it is.
Do you think that he cared about him when he was serving him alcohol 4 times the legal limit?
I'm going to say no.
Blabs, you said something the other day that really kind of hit. We were talking about he doesn't care about his friend. He cares about the content.
Well, yeah. That's true. I don't really know how else to add on to it, but it's true. Most people do just care about the content.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he was messaging me. He was like, Tectone followed me. Who the fuck is Tectone? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mango's behalf. And I know that because I speak to Mango, because I am still friends with him. And I banned him from my events because I felt I had to, because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend Maya are in my room at 2 a.m. telling me that they felt really uncomfortable at my own event. So I think a lot of people want me.
What's that, Cecil?
I said, and whose fault is that?
Right. And whose fault is that? Certainly not his.
Yeah. No.
Not his, though.
Yeah.
No.
To take accountability. I think I said my piece on it. And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that. I can't control that aspect. I don't need to be liked by people, but it is what it is. I don't understand necessarily why Twitch banned Mango and not me. I don't even know if I necessarily agree with it. I think it'd be fine if Twitch banned me.
And he should be. He should be. If Mango's banned, he should be banned for this.
But he's one of those guys that he'll get a ban, but it'll be like a temporary ban. I don't know if you guys talked about it, was it about a month ago where the really big streamers would get a message, oh, what day do you want to be banned? And they ban you for like a day or two, and
right.
To make it look like they're doing something. Yeah, they would ban him for a day or two. He would get a shit ton of donations and whatnot, and then he would come back and after a brief vacation and made more money than we would make in a year.
Well, the chat has said that Mango makes like 75 grand a month as a Twitch streamer. I don't know about that. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how much the guy makes. What I care about is that this dude over here, who is his quote unquote friend, was not acting like a friend and now is playing the victim here.
But I'm not Twitch. I'm not going to personally ban myself. I don't think it's my responsibility. I think my responsibility is to just like fucking keep trudging through life, because the world keeps spinning and it doesn't stop.
Okay. Can I tell you a story?
Sludging through life.
Yes, sludging through life as the most subscribed to Twitch channel in history over here. Dude, he's got a pretty good life. Just throwing it out there.
When I was his age, I hate to do that. When I was his age, I was working in a warehouse with no air conditioning, and was moving heavy truck parts around. And this guy throws parties and streams video games, I'm assuming. But life is rough. Fuck yourself.
He's so lucky. When you talk about people go, you privileged life. He's so privileged. It's insane, right? Look, he is a smart dude. He has found a way to create a reputation and aura of being family friendly, which I think that's probably the biggest thing about this is you have an event where people are being overserved and drinking through this stuff. Drinking through 4 times the legal limit, and it's sponsored by Red Bull. It's sponsored by major corporations. When are people talking about people getting canceled? Like, shouldn't these sponsors know about this? I've kind of briefly told this story before in the past. I've actually had a personal interaction with Ludwig before. Back when I had a brand called Game Attack, and we did a show called Mario Party Saturday. And I guess Ludwig watched it, and he was like, hey, he was a small Twitch streamer at the time. This is before he blew up. And he reached out. He goes, hey, I'm going to be in the area. I would love to come out and be a part of your show. So we brought him in. Well, turns out he flew in to be a part of it. We didn't know this till later, but he flew in with him and his bro to kind of be a part of it. And we had no idea that was a thing. So it was a pre-recorded thing that never aired. We did, I think we did 10 episodes or 12 episodes of Mario Party Saturday, and they were all pre-recorded, and the show had kind of lost its steam. And we were like, all right, well, we'll just can these and whatever, right? From our perspective, it was one of those things where he told us he was just in the area. We didn't know he flew in to be a part of it. We didn't know he got a hotel to be a part of it. Had he told us, we 1000% would have run the episode. But he was just a guy who was local who okay, cool, and we still shot some extra stuff. We shot some button mashing stuff. Anyways, we didn't air it. And apparently Ludwig took great offense to that. He was really mad to the point to where my previous business partner, who has just jumped off the deep end of insanity, he was like after Ludwig took off, my previous business partner was like begging Ludwig online, please, I'm so sorry, bro. It's like, sack up, dude. But he took such offense to that without actually giving us any context. I was always like shocked that he was so offended by that. So, but he came off as like, kind of a smarmy 20-something, which is exactly his brand, smarmy 20-something guy. But I just have an issue with his, like I said, he's a smart dude. Is he an asshole? Fuck yeah, he's an asshole. Does he deserve to be banned? Yes, he deserves to be banned. Should the sponsors take a hard look at the guy? Yes, they should. And he's done an excellent job of manufacturing a perception of him, which is not true. He's a smarmy little snake, and he will bite your head off just to get ahead. So that's my take on him. So there. Do you know that if you subscribe, you won't go bald? Just kidding. You actually probably will.